What's up guys, this is LJ here, Lawrencejame coming at you from Lawrencejame Hearthstone, and I am bringing you guys another deck showcase. And today I will be showing you guys my ramp deck that I've been running on the ladder a lot recently. I made some tweaks to it, and I think I found a perfect balance for the metagame right now. And I will of course show you guys the deck and tell you how I play it and show you guys some games as well. So this is the deck here. I'm running 2 Innervates, 2 Wild Growths, 2 Wraths, 2 Harvest Golems, 2 Swipes, 2 Yetis, 2 Keeper of the Groves, 2 Shieldmasters, beautiful card, 1 Nourish, 2 Azure Drakes, 2 Druid of the Claws, 1 Faceless, 2 Argent Commanders, 1 Black Knight, 2 Ancient of Lores, 2 Ancient of Wars, and 1 Cenarius. A little tongue twister there, but I think we nailed it. So yeah, this is the deck, guys. I'll kind of explain what we're looking for. So your Innervate and your Wild Growth, those are 2 cards that you are going to be looking for in your mulligan against every single matchup that you play. The Innervate and the Wild Growth is like the engine that runs the ship or something like that. Yeah, some saying I think I had there, but I forgot. So yeah, so those 2 cards are like your main source of your mulligan. That's what you're going to be searching for in almost all of your mulligans. 2 Wrath. Wrath is a great card, very versatile. You're going to run it in every single Druid deck that you're going to run. You can draw a card with it. You can get rid of a Harvest Golem. You can get rid of all these 3/2 minions that are out there right now. And I would not run a Druid deck without it. 2 Harvest Golems. This may be a little different than the normal ramp that you're going to find that kind of just run your ramp in the beginning. They run the Innervate, they run the Wild Growth, and then they run like big taunter guys at the very end, like Ragnaros. You're going to run alongside with your taunters, you're going to run other big guys. Whereas this deck is a ramp deck that's more based around countering a very popular deck right now in Druid. It does really well against that, and it does well against every other thing in the meta. It does well against Rogue. It does well against Zoo. So this is why you're going to see these Harvest Golems in here, and maybe not see them in other ramp decks. Harvest Golem, it's such an amazing card, very durable. It's great in your early game mulligan to have that card. 2 Swipes, of course. You're not going to run a Druid deck without Swipe. It's a great card. 2 Yetis, of course. Got to run your Yetis, guys. You got to love them. Yetis are your best card. If you can get an Innervate out on turn 1 with the coin, get a Yeti out there. That's very big. It's very can win you the game on turn 1. That's what everybody fears with this deck. Of course, you could Wild Growth if you're the turn 1 player. Then turn 2. Or turn 3, you could get out your Yeti. So it's really nice that it ramps up really well. The Yeti has amazing stats, and that's why everyone runs it. Keeper of the Grove, great card. Silence, great against control decks. Deal 2 damage, great against aggro. So really nice. The Shieldmaster, this is an addition I added as well that I did a lot of testing with. The Shieldmaster it's performing great against pretty much everything. I love having another 4 target for if you get those Innervates, if you get those Wild Growths early. It's very important to be able to have that Chillwind Yeti in your hand, and now you have another target with Shieldmaster. So you're going to have 4 targets here that you really want to get going with your Innervate and your Wild Growth. Shieldmaster, I love the card. It's so great. It's really good against Miracle Rogue. A lot of times they'll use Sap against it. It's just a really great card right now. It's good against aggro, obviously. It's amazing against aggro, but it's even good against control guys. So I really like this this card in here. 1 Nourish, again, it's a very versatile card. You can either scale yourself up, maybe get an Innervate, Nourish off. That's a great combo you can make. Or you can just draw 3 cards, and it's a late game card. So it's pretty much very versatile. This with Wrath is like your most versatile plays that you can make. And just 1 of them is perfect. You don't want to run 2. 2 would help the consistency, so you can draw it earlier, but it's going to backlog your hand if you have too many of those. So I'm trying to make the deck as consistent as possible for you guys. So definitely 1 Nourish is perfect. 2 Azure Drakes, great card. Obviously draw a card, give you 1 spell damage. Really nice with the Swipe, of course. But just filters through your deck and puts a 4/4 in the field. Really nice, really good 5-drop right now. Everybody's running it. It's the flavor of the month. 2 Druid of Claws, of course. Very versatile card. Love it. 1 Faceless Manipulator. I know a lot of people run 2 Faceless Manipulators in their normal ramp, but this one, again, I'm looking for that consistency. You don't want to be backlogged with 2 Faceless Manipulators in your hand, especially considering the amount of removal out there for like the big taunters, because that's what you want to use your Faceless Manipulator on, right guys? You want to use that on the Ancient of Wars, the big taunters, maybe even the Druid of the Claw you want to use it on. You want to use it on your opponent's minions. Faceless is a really great minion, but having two of them in your hand is really not that great in the current meta. Or having two of them in your deck. You really only want one to really push you over the edge if you already have a big lead with a big minion on the board. So that's basically why I'm only running one of them and not two. The two Argent Commanders, again, this minion is so good right now against everything in the current meta. It's really good against Miracle Rogue, clearing those Azure Drakes that pretty much every deck runs. It's very, gosh, I hate to use the word again, but it's very versatile. You can go to the face with it, you can clear a minion, you can do a lot of different things with it, so I really like that minion. A lot of people want to run like Karen in this slot, or maybe Sylvanas, or just another big threat that you can get out there. But I'm telling you, if you're not running Argent Commander in this deck, it's going to be too slow right now. Like, you need to be able to make a difference on turn 6, and that's what Argent Commander does best. It makes a difference as soon as you put it on the field. Whereas if you put Karen, you're susceptible to silences, you're susceptible to sap, you're very susceptible to a lot of different things. So I would definitely run two Argent Commanders, no doubt. The Black Knight, again, this is more of a matchup thing. You're really not even running this to counter Handlock, because Handlock has gotten a lot smarter now, and they don't even taunt up their giants. So Black Knight really isn't even that great. A lot of times you're going to only be getting a Watcher with the Black Knight, which is still good, but not great. The reason that you're running the Black Knight is for the Druid matchup that's become so popular with the double Savage Roar and the double Force of Nature. There we go. And so it's just a really great target against Druid of the Claw. And it's also good against other ramp decks that just run big taunters as well. So I would definitely not run this deck without Black Knight. It's very important. It's a swing card, so you can pretty much be losing and then throw out Black Knight and win a game. Two Ancient of Lores, great Druid card. One of the best Druid cards. Probably, actually, it's the best Druid card for sure. Two Ancient of Wars, really great card. Being able to get that 5 damage with the 10 taunter on turn 7 is absolutely outstanding. It's only weak to silence, of course, but since you have so many good targets early game, you have these Yetis to go into, you have these Shieldmasters, you have these Druid of the Claws. A lot of times you're going to get your Ancient of War out there, and your opponent has already used their removal on these early game minions, and now they're facing a huge Ancient of War. And so this is the engine behind, the big engine, I should say, the diesel engine behind the ramp deck, and you're always going to run that Ancient of War, and that's why. So I really like this deck, how it scales out like that. And then one Cenarius. Very great card. You can buff up your minions, go to the face, buff up your minions, trade. You can bring out 2/2 taunters. It's just, you're not going to run a Druid deck without it these days. It's very important to get that card out. Really good against Miracle as well, because a lot of times getting out those 2/2 taunters can be absolutely game-changing. Since they've used a lot of their removal, like I was saying with the Ancient of War, it's going to be hard for them to remove your Cenarius taunters as well, and it could win you a game. It buys you an extra turn, so... Yep, so that's the deck, guys. I'll play a game for you guys. I really love it. I think it's absolutely outstanding right now in the meta against Druids, against Miracle Rogue as well, so... I really like it. It's really good against, it's better than 50-50 against Zoo, so it's still really good against Zoo. It's not great against Handlock because you're not running Big Game Hunter. If you put in a Big Game Hunter, it's instantly better than 50-50 against Handlock, so if you're facing a lot of Handlocks, then put in the Big Game Hunter and maybe take out one Argent Commander, because Argent Commander really is not that great against Handlock, because Handlock doesn't run Azure Drakes. So... yeah, so that's the deck, guys. You can just run with it, take it. Of course, the deck list is below if I didn't already say that, so... yep, let's play some games. Alright, we're playing against a Rogue. Now, it could be aggro Rogue, actually. A lot of people are actually running that aggro Rogue lately. So, we don't change our mulligan though. I'm still looking for those Wild Growth. I'm still looking for those Innervates. I will keep the Shieldmaster though, just in case I do get an Innervate. It's really nice to go into Shieldmaster against aggro Rogue. But, we'll see what we get here. Oh, nice. So I did get the Innervate, and I got a Wild Growth. So now, when you have these cards in your hand... Oh, it does look like aggro Rogue though, because he does look like he's playing something. Yep, okay. So when you do have your Innervates and you do have your Wild Growth, you need to plan your turns ahead. So this turn, if I use Innervate, if I use Coin, and then bring out the Shieldmaster, I need to have a play 2. If my play 2 is just Hero Power, sometimes that'll be good. And in this particular case, it actually might be good because I could get rid of the Divine Shield here. But so you always need to make sure you have a play. If I didn't have a 2-drop here and maybe Hero Power was a bad idea, maybe your best play is to hold on to the Shieldmaster, just pass here, hold on to the coin, and just kind of change up your plays a little bit. So it's very important. Hopefully we have a lot of different plays that you can make in the beginning throughout these videos, because I think that's something that a lot of people mess up when they play Druid. They don't necessarily plan ahead, and then they might play something like the Shieldmaster and not have a turn 2, and that really comes back to bite you. Like, using your mana efficiently with this deck is insanely important. So yeah. So of course I do have the Wild Growth. Okay, that was a good sap by him. So right away I notice if I Wild Growth this next turn, on turn 4 I'll be able to, or on technically my turn 3, I'll be able to play the Shieldmaster, which is always nice. So I'll Wild Growth here. Okay. So he has a sap. Interesting. I don't know if all aggro rogues actually run sap. I think that's that might actually be very unusual that he has that. Maybe not though. Okay, so right away he's gonna have enough damage to clear my Shieldmaster off the board, but actually, you know what? Since he has enough damage, and I do have the Keeper of the Grove here, I'll go ahead and Keeper the Fairy Dragon here. Very important when you're playing the Druid to have these spells to be able to remove the minions off the aggro minions, the aggro's deck minions or something like that. Yeah. Okay. Was that Eviscerate? Oh, Cold Blood. Okay. So I'm really hoping he hits this minion and then I'll be able to Wrath it. Yeah. So like right away I'm looking at my plays. Wrath, Hero Power will remove 2 minions on the field. That's pretty good, especially considering he only has 1 card in hand. The fact that he used the sap is pretty good for me, considering he's not going to be able to sap my Shieldmaster again, or maybe even my Ancient of Lore. So that's pretty nice. Deal 1 damage to that. If I just throw out the Shieldmaster here, it just dies to the 5/1. So it's pretty anti-value. Okay, got my my other Shieldmaster. It's always good. I really like the addition of the Shieldmaster. I have to say, I tried playing without it. I ran some different cards. I tried Sunwalker, which I know is a very popular card, but you just need something in that early game. If we didn't have Shieldmaster this game, I'm pretty sure we would have been very far behind, especially since the combo that he had with the Cold Blood and the Argent Squire. That's an amazing combo. This could be a good turn for me. Okay. So we're at 6 mana. Oh, okay, wow, he's going to give me... so I'll have 7 mana. So I think I'll spend it efficiently and actually bring out the Ancient of Lore. I could also give myself 4 mana and scale up to 10 mana, but that's pretty pointless. Okay, I'll just put this guy in taunt mode. If he didn't Arcane Arcane Golem here and give me that extra mana, I probably would have Shieldmaster, Hero Powered, killed the 1/1, or break the shield on the 1/1. But I'm really hoping he doesn't have sap here. That's really like his last answer that he can have for this 5/10. I don't think he has, oh, he has Eviscerate. Okay, that's fine. So he'll be able to clear it, but he has to use all of his resources, which is quite good for me. And so now we will have 8 mana. Very important to remember that. So 8 mana, I could throw down 2 Shieldmasters. It's pretty good. Or I could also swipe and clear the board and then put out a Shieldmaster. Swipe isn't really necessary here. In fact, I don't think I'm going to swipe, actually. I think I prefer the second Shieldmaster here. It might pretty much do the same job, but this will give me a little more oomph. The reason I'm thinking of this is because he only has 2, he only has 3, he only has 4 damage, so he's not going to be able to clear my Shieldmaster with what's on his board, and so he's going to need to draw something. So it's a very similar play, because more than likely he's going to be throwing these minions into my Shieldmaster to kill it, which is basically what the same thing Swipe does, but this will have 1 extra health, so that's a really good card for him to draw. That was really good. That's exactly what he wanted to draw right there. Something that could give him massive draw power. Okay. Really looking for that that second Ancient of War. It'd be really nice to have. Okay. And I also really wanted to save my swipe as well, in case something like this happens, where he Cold Light Oracles, and then I might need to swipe for the board instead of just swiping in the face. Okay. So I could also give myself 2/2 Taunters. It's not that great. I could heal myself Hero power, kill that as well. I think I really want a little bit more board presence, so I'm going to keep the Shieldmaster out here, protect it with the swipe, and instead of spending my mana correctly and nourishing for 3 cards, I don't really need the card draw, so I'll just throw out the good old Yeti here. Could have played that turn multiple ways, many different ways actually. Could have saved the swipes, could have Argent Commander, the 2/2, could have Cenarius, drawn out 2/2 Taunters, but I think this is the highest percentage for me to get the win here. Plus, it doesn't use my resources. It doesn't use up all my resources by doing this play. I'm just basically using 1 swipe. That's something that this deck really struggled with is aggro, and I think that the change of the Shieldmaster and the Argent Commanders really made it a lot more aggressive. The reason I put in the Argent Commanders, as I said before with the deck video, or with the deck highlight, it's really just for those Azure Drakes that have become so popular, but it's not bad versus aggro at all, especially considering it could be like a Karen or something, which is so much slower than Argent Commander. Argent Commander, I just absolutely love the card. It's really good right now. Not sure why he did that. Okay. So, how much damage do I have? 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I don't have enough to kill him. I'm very close though. I have 15. So 15 looks to be the most damage I can get out. So, I think I'll actually just, I'll make the very efficient play. And just clear the whole board here. Could also Faceless, no, that's bad. Okay, just clear the board. And I'll use one of my bananas. I guess I'll use it on the Taunter. I think there's merits for using it on both of them. But, I'll just give my guy 1 extra attack. I'm not sure if either one actually makes that big of a difference. Because it still dies to Deadly Poison, it still dies to Eviscerate, it still dies to Assassin's Blade, so... This guy's hanging in there, though. It looks like, unless that's a sap, we should be able to take him down here. Oh, wait a second, no, even if it's a sap, what am I talking about? Okay, good. So we had a really good start, that obviously helps, but yeah, it's just little decisions that you need to make that will let you win or make you lose. Alright, playing against a paladin. You usually don't see many paladins up here, but hey, you know, you gotta represent the paladin class, you know. I think I'll keep the Harvest Golem here. I'll definitely get rid of those two. I'm actually thinking of getting rid of the Harvest Golem. That's just because of how important it is to get those wild growth, to get those Innervates in your hand early. But I think it's okay to actually keep the Harvest Golem in most situations. Beautiful. Got the Innervate here. That's what I want to see. So now if I Innervate out the Harvest Golem on turn 1, that means my turn 2 play is Hero Power. If I don't Innervate out the Harvest Golem here, then my turn 2 play is going to be Hero Power anyways. So, I will actually Innervate out the Harvest Golem. It's a sturdy target. I'd much rather have drawn a 4 there, like a Sen'jin or a Yeti, or even a 5. If I drew a 5, I actually would have played it a little slower, I think. Okay, oh, there's my Sen'jin, so it probably would have been better for me to hold on to it, to the Innervate. But you can't really count on drawing 4 cards out of 26, you know, that doesn't really give you the great odds. So bringing out the Harvest Golem is an okay play. Probably just have to Hero Power again unless I draw a Harvest Golem here. Nope, I have a Wrath. I don't think I'm going to use that to draw. I don't really need to since I have a 4 play here. Plus, I'm not exactly sure what kind of deck he's running. I'm going to go ahead and assume it's Control Paladin just because he hasn't played anything aggro yet. But you never really know. Pretty good target for Wrath. His turn 4 play. So I Wrath it and then Hero Power to the face, or I just Shieldmaster here. I think since I don't have a turn 5 play, I'm actually going to send out the Shieldmaster. Because there's a very good chance I'll be having to use my Wrath or my Swipe on turn 5. especially if he doesn't end up hitting my Shieldmaster here. So I would definitely say it's Control Paladin, especially considering he just played the Earthen Ring Farseer here. Very obvious to me that it is a Control Paladin. This deck does okay versus that. I'd prefer to have a big game hunter in here somewhere for his Ragnaros or his I guess just for Ragnaros. I'm not sure. Maybe maybe something else. But it might be very hard for me to clear that. Okay, looks like if he doesn't clear that, swipe looks like a pretty good option here. Although I did just draw the Druid of Claw, which is a good draw by all means. Swipe and then hit that. I think I still need to use the swipe here. I want to keep my Shieldmaster as healthy as possible. If I choose to hit it with the Shieldmaster, of course my Shieldmaster does not die, but then I become extremely weak to Consecrate, Hammer of Wrath, very popular Paladin cards, especially in Control. So I think it's better for me to just go ahead and use the Harvest Golem to finish that off and then retrieve the damage Golem here. See, so it's a good thing I didn't hit it. It's very weak to weapon too if I would have hit that as well. So this is good. I could Argent Commander. He did play one Azure Drake, so the Argent Commander is less good. Really happy to have that in my hand for that good old Paladin turn 8. I'll go ahead and throw out the Argent Commander here. This is a little weak to Consecration, which is very possible that he has that, considering he hit my 3-5. That's obviously not what he wants to hit. So if that was the case, I may have thrown out the Druid of the Claw and Taunter, but it is turn 6, so I need to be careful for that Black Knight that I just drew. Of course, that would be a reason to not play it there. Not sure what that could be. Oh, Consecration. Okay, interesting. I'm not sure why he would want to play the... I guess... Yeah, I actually don't understand why he would want to play that. I guess that was a mistake. Kind of pointless to play that, because now I can just Hero Power kill it. It would have been better if he wanted to just use that as a 2-drop. He could have just thrown it out there. But, so a few plays I could do here. I could just draw, but that really doesn't make him pay for making that mistake. So I want to make him pay for that mistake. So I will go ahead and kill this. And now I'll actually put it in Charger form instead of the Taunt form, just because I am trying to play around that Black Knight. It's not so much that I'm trying to do 4 damage to him, especially since I'm not running the Savage Roar Force of Nature combo. It's really not that big of a deal, but I just want to throw it in there just to dodge that Black Knight, basically. Okay. So I have a few options here. I could Wrath, Keeper of the Grove, and Hero Power kill that, which actually is not a bad option. I could also draw 2 cards. This, of course, trades very badly with the 5/6. Keeper of the Grove, I wouldn't be able to silence his Tyrion, though. Those are definitely things to think about. But I still think I'm going to make this play since I'm so close to killing him. It just spends my mana the best. And keeps my 4/4 alive, which I think is actually quite important right now. The play anyways, I probably wouldn't have made this play with the Keeper of Grove if I didn't have the Black Knight to take care of the 6/6. The good old Tyrion Fordin. If I didn't have the Black Knight, I would have had to save onto the Keeper, and I probably would have played Ancient of Lore and seen what I draw. Maybe if I got an Innervate or something, I could have made a play to kill the 5/6 there. Okay, so he's innervating. Alright. So I can buff my guys up, or I can draw 2 cards. I think I'll actually go for the most valued play. Well, actually, let me think about this. So I could put him at 6. I could put him at 6 health, which is not bad. But that's very weak to Equality Consecrate, or Equality Pyro, or a lot of different cards. So I'll hold off on the Cenarius right here. This should be more than enough for him to Equality Consecrate. Alright, and then I'll just Hero Power, go to the face here. You really need to think about that when you're playing against Paladin, especially considering he has 10 cards. I mean, what's the chances of him not having Equality clear the board, you know? And the only thing on my side is that he has played a Consecrate, and he did play a Pyromancer before, so... Yep, so definitely he's going to clear that. Okay, there's the Yeti. I think I will actually Ancient of Lore here. My other play would be Cenarius, but I think I'll hold off on the Cenarius since my 5/5 trades so well with the 4/5 here. Okay, I will actually put out the Harvest Golem as well. Just getting more targets out there for my Cenarius. So we are looking very good right now. He has one more equality. The Golden Yetis. I think you can get that by Warrior, I believe. Okay, so he's digging for something. Not exactly sure what. Something. Okay. Ah, the Holy Light. So I won't be able to kill him this turn, which is always slightly unfortunate, but let me think how I can do this. So 2-1 in there, Keeper of the Grove that, Hero Power that, Keeper of the Grove this, 2 into there. So I clear less by doing that, but then I could probably play... I guess I could do that. I'll just leave the Yeti on the field. Yeah, I'll leave the Yeti on the field. Because I want to get my own Yeti out there, rather than having the Hero Power this turn. Just want to get as most targets as I can out there for that Cenarius. Very important. I may need to look into spending this Nourish too as soon as possible, because it's losing value as I draw more and more cards. Drawing 3 cards is very good, so I really like Nourish, especially if you can get it on turn 5 and you can gain those 2 mana crystals and really get your ramp going and get into that late game very early on turn 6, on turn 7. I mean, that's really where you can start making people pay. You can make some really nice combos too with Innervate, or Wild Growth early and then into a Nourish. That's basically how you ramp up. And then, this is the reason why I like the deck so much, is because it's not reliant on these cards as much as other ramp decks were in the past. What could that be? Another weapon? Ah, another weapon. Okay. Okay. So still, I'm just holding on to that Black Knight right now. I don't think I'll Cenarius this turn because I probably want a Hero Power kill the 4-1 here. So I could draw 3 cards. Okay, so I'm not going to be doing that this turn, but I will go ahead and use Wild Growth. I'm probably going to use Druid of the Claw as well. So the question is, if I throw it into 4-4, it's going to die to the weapon. Well, that's strangely useless. Okay. It's obviously going to die into the 4-4 here, but it could own me with Black Knight. I think it's really close between the two. Especially since there's so many Druids out there right now, that makes like Black Knight very common to run, especially in a control paladin. But the Charger is just going to be basically doing 6 damage to him, which is not that important to me. I think I'd rather put it in taunt mode and just hope that he doesn't have the Black Knight, because if he doesn't have the Black Knight, I'll be very far ahead. He has 1 more equality, of course, but I haven't overextended very hard at all. So, okay, I think I'll put it in taunt. It's very close. It's a very close call. If he didn't have the weapon, I would have definitely put it in charge, 100%. It's kind of hard for a paladin to run the Black Knight, actually, because they lack draw power. So that 6 slot, they really need to take advantage of. Oh, there's the Tyrion 14. They really need to take advantage of like Karen or some 6 that makes a big difference. Like Black Knight is a swing card, but it's not. So Black Knight, and then I guess I'll have to use my. I guess I'll use my Wild Growth first, and I'll probably Hero Power kill it. But yeah, it's so Black Knight is like it's a swing card, but it's not a card that you can count on just throwing out on the board and giving yourself a big advantage. Okay. I'll just Hero Power kill this instead of using my 1-2. Really not that big of a difference though. Black Knight, really good card. You really need to like hang on to your removal as much as possible. Like maybe it wasn't even the right play for me to Keeper of the Grove the second time. Like it might have been a better play for me to hang on to it, but at that time I had him really low, so I think it was okay for tempo to go ahead and do that. Alright, we got him, guys. Okay, close game, but close in the sense that I almost ran out of cards in a way. I mean, I still had Ancient of Wars, I had both of mine, so I still had a lot of options left though. And my Nourish, of course, to give me that extra draw power. Alright, so I'm playing against a warrior here, probably control warrior. Good that I have the Innervate here, definitely going to keep that. The Wrath is not so great against control warrior. Faceless Manipulator can be pretty good against warrior, but we're really looking for that Yeti, or that Sen'jin here. It could of course be Rush Warrior, but okay, good, so I have a Sen'jin here, and this is exactly what I'm talking about wanting that extra 4-drop in case you don't have the Yeti. It's really important to have a 4-drop here for the Innervate. Okay, so he's passing. Definitely going to coin out the, Innervate out the Sen'jin here. It's pretty nice to have a target on the field already against warrior because you really want to start bursting down that armor that he's going to start stacking. Okay. That makes his Shield Slam pretty useless. Okay, I will definitely use the Wild Growth here instead of basically shape-shifting. And that's a choice you're going to have to make a lot of times with Wild Growth. Sometimes you won't get your Wild Growth on turn 2, you'll get it on like turn 3 or turn 4, and you need to look at your hand, and if you don't have another play, like since I have a 5-drop, it was a really good play for me to Wild Growth there because I know that I'm going to be playing a 5-drop here. I'll actually play my Azure Drake over the Druid of the Claw here. And I will attack the 1/3. The Druid of the Claw against Warrior, I generally like to use it as a charger just to do 4 damage as soon as possible. And I attack the Acolyte of Pain because I don't want him to get any kind of draw power out of it. Okay, that's fine. So I took out an Acolyte of Pain and took out the Elite guy here. I'll actually go ahead and Azure Drake again. I don't see any reason not to. Okay, cool. So I got a 3 damage draw Wrath here, or a 5 damage Wrath. It's pretty powerful. It's like a Starfire almost. I really like to use the Druid of the Claw when he already has 6 or he already has armor on. Okay, I really would like a silence here, but I might have to. If I Wrath it, so basically my plays are put it in taunt or Wrath it. Wrath seems like a really good option here. And then I can put this in, actually I can put it in taunt. He'll have 6 mana, so there's a chance that he's running Black Knight, but that's pretty unusual for Druids to be running that. And if he is running it, then I'm glad he's going to get rid of it on this target rather than my Ancient of War. The main reason though that I am putting this in taunt is because I don't want him to get a good value trade with his Karen into one of my 4/4s here. Apparently my mouse just died, so that's why, like, I'm actually playing on a laptop. It's kind of a crazy setup. I won't even try to explain it, but yeah, so my mouse is ran out of batteries. So if I'm like positioned weird now, it's because I'm having to use my laptop mouse, which I absolutely hate using. I hate using the laptop mouse for some reason. I actually don't play many warriors with this deck. It's one of the first warrior matchups I've actually had. This deck, of course, Druid always does well against Druid, or against control warrior. It does extremely well versus that. So no complaints here. Basically, anytime you get an Innervate or a Wild Growth and start your 4 chargers going to the face on warrior, it's very hard for them to build up board control. And so yeah, Druid is definitely very good versus that. Okay, so he's going to Shield Slam and then take them out with that. That's fine. Okay. So right away I'm already thinking about, I definitely want a hero power here. So I'll hero power, I'll take out the 4/1, and I'm definitely going to take out the 1/3 here. Well, I could do 8 damage to his face, but I actually think that since he has so many cards in hand, there's a good chance he has things like Whirlwind, stuff like Cruel Taskmaster, things that makes it very easy for him to gain efficient draw power out of that Acolyte of Pain, and I really don't want that to happen, so I'll go ahead and drop the Yeti here. over the Shieldmaster, just because I'm not actually sure why I chose to do that, but it's just a bigger threat really. It does 4 damage rather than 3. So I could have maybe justified playing the Shieldmaster here if I'm worried about Fiery War Axe killing my 4/3, but I think that's a very bad answer for him right now because I have so much damage on the board. So I think I'm okay with just playing the Yeti here. I would have said that saving the Shieldmaster kind of makes it where you can like make a play with it later in the game when you actually want to use it for the taunt. In case you have to, but it's actually not very necessary in this case, since I have another taunter here. Alright, so probably kill my, what will he kill, my 4/4? Okay, and then maybe execute. No, he didn't have execute in his hand. Okay, so I have 6, I have 12 damage. I could charge it and then I can't do much else. I think the correct play is still to Cenarius here. And get him within lethal of Argent Commander in case he finds a way to clear it, but this game is pretty much won for me. I'm not sure exactly what answer you could have. You could have double execute and then maybe a taunter, I don't know. Okay, so that was a pretty easy game for us, but I'm still looking for that Druid, guys. I'm trying to find that Druid. I'm extending the time on the video because I want to find all the matchups I can for you guys so that you can have perfect idea how to play against all decks. Alright, sweet, so I got my Innervate. I'm playing against a rogue. Could be Miracle, could be aggro. I'll keep the Innervate and I'll keep the Harvest Golem. I'm going to get rid of the Wrath. Even if it is aggro, I still will have the option of sending out an Harvest Golem on turn 1, which is probably going to do the same thing I want the Wrath to do against aggro. And obviously Wrath is not that great against Miracle Rogue. It's okay at cleaning up the 3/3s, but generally they don't play the 3/3s till turn 6, till turn 7, you know, till later in the game. So this is a really good start. Depending on what he's playing is what I'll decide to coin out. Okay, so if I... Oh wow, the double Innervate. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I'll be able to play 2 4s here. I'll go ahead and throw out the Yeti. I mean, I'll be able to play 2 4s by turn 2. On turn 2, which is nice. Because I was going to say, you need to have a turn 2 play. If turn 2 play is just hero power, then you need to be prepared for that. The thing is, actually, Rogue has really good answers against my fast start, because if he has Sap in hand, then he has an amazing answer to that. Okay, so it doesn't look like he has an answer here. He's just gonna shiv my face. Okay. I definitely will Innervate out the Shieldmaster, especially since I have a turn 3 with the Harvest Golem. Again, remembering how to spend your mana efficiently is very important. Like knowing what your next turns are going to be. So it looks like he's Miracle Rogue for sure. Might be very hard for him if he doesn't have Sap to recover from this. Not exactly sure what he could even do. Oh, he's gonna hit this twice. That's gonna do a lot of damage to him then. Oh, he's gonna backstab it. Okay, so that was a pretty good answer for the Shieldmaster. I'm glad he's taking out the Shieldmaster over my Yeti. My Yeti has 1 more attack, better stats, so the Shieldmaster did his job there. Alright, good, so I have a turn 4 play as well. My mana curve is looking absolutely beautiful. Of course, the Black Knight is not very good against Miracle Rogue. It's basically a turn 6 Yeti, which is okay. It's not the worst thing in the world. So if he has another backstab, then he'll have a pretty good answer for this. Okay, he's going to take out my Harvest Golem. He probably has like a Fan of Knives or something like that. Or maybe a Shiv. Oh, okay, maybe not. So I could Wild Growth here, but I don't think it's very good for me to Wild Growth because I don't have any cards in hand. So I would just go to 5 mana, I would be on 6 mana next turn, I'd be able to play Black Knight, but I think it's better for me to just keep applying this pressure, because if I lose pressure now, then I'm going to lose the game. I need to get as much pressure as possible. Ah, he had Eviscerate. That was a really good card for him there. If he didn't have Eviscerate, he would have been very hard for him to come back from that. Alright, so I need a 5. Oh, I have a 4 here. So this is very close between swiping to the face and not. I guess I'll save onto the swipe. Because he could have Earthen Rain too, which I'll need to clear with swipe probably. I'm not going to use the Wild Growth here. I think it's very pointless. Like, getting a 7 mana may only be good if I draw a 7. Which is possible, but unlikely. So we've had a really good start against this Miracle Rogue, but he's had some really good answers the last couple turns, in particular. That Eviscerate might have won him the game, believe it or not. Like, if we lose this game, it's because that Eviscerate on my Yeti. Whoa! So he's gonna double SI Agent. I think he's gonna Shadow Step his SI Agent or something. Yeah. Okay. I was like, that is a strange play, but I guess he had to do it. Yeah, he had to do it that way. So that was a pretty good play. That was fancy. So 4. I'll actually, instead of swiping here, I'll actually charge it and go to the face. If I didn't draw that, I would have swiped the 3/3 here. But I really need to get him within range of lethal. So it doesn't spend my mana the best, but I think it's very important. Okay, so he'll be able to clear this, but as long as he doesn't play Earthen Rain this turn, which it doesn't look like he can, we should pick up the win, barely. Yeah, so he had a lot of good answers here, but it looks like we were able to pick out the win anyways, so that's good. That was a really good start for us, though. That was like a little harder than normal it should have been. Alright, I'll assume it's Zoo, and I'll actually go ahead and keep the Keeper of the Grove here. Alright, really good that I got the Innervate here. This could be really good for me. We'll see what he plays here. Okay, so he played Argent Squire. So if I Innervate out the Yeti, that means my turn 2 play is Hero Power. Since I just drawn the Sen'jin here, I'll actually play the Sen'jin over the Yeti here, just because it has the Taunter, has better stats. The 3 damage is going to be able to kill anything he puts out, so me not having the Yeti is really not a big deal at all at this point. The only thing is maybe Shieldmaster, or not Shieldmaster, Shieldbearer is something that the Yeti would be better against, but we'll see. Turn 2 I'm definitely Hero Powering, killing the, probably the 2/1 here. Okay, so I have 2 different plays I can make right here. Here I can send the 3/2 into the 3/2, or I send my 3/2 into the 1/1 and hope he doesn't have Mortal Coil. I think I like that play better. And trying to get the most efficient trade as possible, especially since I don't have a turn 3 play. I really want to get the most use out of my Sen'jin. Really hope he has to send that minion into my Taunter here. Okay, Shield Bearer. So we'll see what he does. Maybe he'll just pass here. Yeah, he just passes. Okay. All right, good. So I got my swipe. It's a pretty important card in this matchup. Definitely later game though. Like if you can, like basically clean up after you already have minions on the field. I don't really like to use swipe against Zoo if I don't have anything on the board, unless you absolutely have to. Like a lot of people make that mistake. I think of you don't have anything on the board and like swipe is an okay play, and then they go ahead and swipe it and. They don't get a lot of value out of the swipe. Like right here, like if I swipe right here, it's not that great for me. Whereas if I drop the Yeti, I'll have an efficient trade if I want it, if I can get it. And I also have the swipe for next turn. Whew, that was a good play. Okay, so really hope it doesn't buff up that one. Oh, that was beautiful. Okay, cool. If it did, I probably wouldn't even swipe here. Ooh, this is a good question now. I think I actually prefer to kill the Young Priestess over the Defender of Argus here. It's actually really close. I almost messed that up and did it the other way around, but there's benefits to both. I think this is an okay play. Really hope he doesn't have a lot to play. Like a Doomguard would be really bad for me, so I hope he doesn't have Doomguard here. If he has a Doomguard, I'll probably have to Faceless Manipulator it. Okay. So I can keep her one, and then I really don't have another play, unfortunately. But we'll see. Okay, so now I have a Wrath, so I'll go ahead and keep her. Okay, I'll do teal damage to, I guess this one. Doesn't really matter that much. I'll kill the 3/2 here. There's really no reason not to, especially since I got rid of my Keeper in my hand. Like, Keeper does 2 damage, so that was why I was considering swiping the Argus instead of the what was it? I think a Priestess, because I could have killed the Priestess with my Keeper of Grove. Okay. We're not doing that bad. I really hope I draw like a Harvest Golem. Harvest Golem would be really good here. No, I didn't get the Harvest Golem. So it's basically Shieldmasta, Hero Power, or Azure Drake. I think I'll actually Azure Drake here. I think I value the card draw a little slightly more. Okay. I actually thought about Wild Growth in here for my next turn of Cenarius, but then I realized that's probably not the best play. I think the extra Hero Power actually is more beneficial than the guaranteeing that I'm going to make the Cenarius play on the next turn. This way I have more open plays. Okay, he's just going to go right to my face with all that for sure. Probably kill the 3/4 here and throw out a Taunter. Depending on what I draw, of course. Black Knight. That's pretty good. It doesn't give me a Taunter this turn though, which is kind of bad. But it kills that and keeps my guy healthy. Question is, I don't have a follow-up play after that. I don't really have a follow-up play with anything now, so I think the Black Knight is actually the correct play here. So keeping that 4/4 healthy is actually pretty good for me. Of course, I just Hero Power to the face here. Next turn I can send out 2 Taunters, which is going to be pretty good against his board. His board right now is really good against Swipe. Like, Swipe is a bad card for me right now, just because I buff up these 2 guys. Ooh, the Doom Guard. That was good. That was really good for him. Okay, so he had to spend quite a few mana killing that, though, of course. Ancient of Lore. Okay, that's a good card for me. I think this turn I actually, yeah, I'm gonna send this out this turn actually, because I want to use my Hero Power and kill the 2/1 here. My other play was basically to use the Druid of the Claw and Shieldmaster. And put this in taunt mode, obviously. This is a really favorable matchup versus Zoo. The more Innervates and the more Wild Growths you get early, the better your chances are. But like having the Shieldmaster is a huge advantage. Okay, so he's going to be able to kill my Taunter here. But I'll be able to clear his field. So that's always good. Okay, Voidwalker. I think I'll actually secure the win here. Put this in Taunt and Faceless Manipulator it as well. This is like an impossible wall for him to get over, so I basically won the game here. And this way I can save my Shieldmaster. Like, again, using that Faceless Manipulator when you can, when you have a minion to use it on, it's definitely worth it to do it. Do I have game? Yeah, I do. Oh wait. Oh yeah, I do. What am I talking about? I have hero Power. I don't have game. What am I talking about? Whoops. Okay. I'm actually thinking about going to the face, believe it or not. I guess I'll clear. There's no reason for me not to clear here. Clear one of his minions, I mean, with my hero power. I'll put him at 2 health though, so he can't life tap. For some reason, why did I? Yeah, I don't know. I must have miscounted with the swipe. I just thought the swipe would bring him within 9, and I guess he was at 11 and not 10. But yeah, pretty much no way he's gonna get past that. Even with Doomguard draws, like there's no way he's gonna get past that. Alright, so we are playing against the Druid here. Wild Growth is a great start. Yeti is generally better than the Sen'jin in this matchup. I'm trying to think if I want to keep one Sen'jin. I think I'll give my... Actually, no, you know what? I will keep the the other Sen'jin as well. It gives me options in case he gets out an early Harvest Golem. I might prefer the Shieldmasta to that. Okay, there's my Innervate. And you know what? I actually will use the Innervate here. This is a great start. I'll choose the Yeti over the Sen'jin here. Next turn, I will be Wild Growthing, so that'll spend my mana perfectly. I'll be able to Wild Growth on turn 2, and then on technically my turn 3, I'll be able to get out the Shieldmasta. Okay, Wild Growth here. So he got a good Wild Growth too, so he has 4 mana this turn, so he'll be able to play his Yeti if he wants to. No, he has another Wild Growth. Okay, so he'll be at 6 mana next turn. That's pretty good. The only advantage I have on him right now is that I have board position on him. So we'll see. If he has a Black Knight this turn, it's going to be pretty rough for me. I'm not going to keeper him in the face, even though that's a play that does play around Black Knight, but sometimes even though you think he may have the Black Knight, you still need to make that play. Alright. I have a few ways to deal with this. Could do that, but I prefer to keep my 3/5 as healthy as possible. So I'll spend my mana a little weird here, and I'll do 2 damage to that, and kill that. This makes my board somewhat less weak to swipe, whereas instead of me just swiping his minion and then killing it with the Yeti, whereas now like he'll have to choose between swiping the Sen'jin or swiping the Keeper of the Grove. Just keeps more minions on the board basically. Oh, okay, here we go. Just what I said. Okay. Trusty old Harvest Golem here. Again, I don't know if I'm going to be able to spend my mana correctly. I'm actually not going to spend my mana correctly here. I'll just go to the face. Another play I was thinking of making is if I drew anything below a 5, I would have hit the Harvest Golem and then sent my hero power into it. Okay. I guess I'll just use my Agent of Lore here. So he's gonna keep that stuff on his field right now. I'll kill I'll kill the Harvest Golem here. This is a really close call between going to the face and going to the 2/1 here. I think I'll go to the face. I'll give him the option to kill the Sen'jin here with his 2/1. If he wants it. I've done a lot of damage to his face. That was one of the reasons why I chose to go to the face, is because he's at 13, so... He might buff up his minions here. Yeah, he did. Okay. It's not too bad. Might have to swipe here, though. So I have 9... I have 11 damage. It's pretty good. And for that reason, I'll actually save my swipe, because maybe I'll be swiping to the face here. So I'll just do this, and I'll put out 2 big threats that hopefully he can't clear one of them, and then I'll be able to grab the game with the swipe. If he wasn't so low, I probably would have either swiped and tried to clear as much as I can, or I would have Ancient of Lord. I probably would have Ancient of Lord, honestly. Like sometimes you have to do that and leave the 7/3 on the field. But yep. So that Shieldmasta actually did some pretty good work against this Druid. It protected my my Yeti from dying early on, and it gave me another 4 target, which maybe he didn't have that option. Okay, so he needs to play another Druid of the Claw. Oh, that was good. That was a good taunter right there. So that'll prevent him from dying this turn, because I can silence one, and then I could have swiped the other one. Okay, so I need to think about what's my best play here. I could clear, silence, go to the face, or I clear with my Yeti, but then I lose board presence and I put out the 5. I think I like this play slightly more. It's really close though. Question is, do I go to the face or the 2-2? I'm obviously not going to go into the 4-5, but I think I'll go to the face here. Just keep pounding in that pressure. Like that was a turn where basically I had to make two choices. I had to keep going for it, keep going for the pressure, and keep trying to take him down, take his health pool down, or I pull back, I draw a little bit with Ancient of Lore, and kind of reset the game a little bit. So those were the two options I had. It looks like I may have to Ancient of Lore this turn. I definitely want to save mana for the hero power, because killing the 4-1 here is pretty important. Okay, there's my Black Knight. That would have been good last turn. We'll see what I draw here. Okay, so I got my Ancient of Lore here. That's pretty good. So again, I'm doing exactly what I said I could have done the previous turn, which is resetting the game, redrawing, replenishing my hand, and just trying to set up for the kill, really. Okay, so he's going to clear my 5-5 with... Oh, he's going to clear with the 2-2. Okay. Alright, so it looks like we were able to pull it out with the Argent Commander. So that's the thing, you have a lot of ways to go ahead and charge for damage. So that's what's nice with this deck. I could have also Ancient of Lord Harvest Golem, which would have put me in a great spot for next turn. So if I didn't have the Argent Commander, it probably would have been fine. The Druid played pretty good though. He had a lot of answers and he ramped up really well. So that was a little bit harder than it normally is. Like against Druid, it's pretty easy actually. Like the deck does really well against Druid. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I did the format a little bit different this time. I did, you know, I tried to include a lot of different decks that you're going to see in the meta, so that way you have an example to use for all your games that you're going to play with this deck. I really enjoyed the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I know it costs a lot of dust, so this is kind of a deck for a more experienced player, one that wants to push into the legend range. And so yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. Like, subscribe, and yeah, thanks for watching again.